Hello and welcome to another day of local news. Today we have an exciting interview about John A. Macdonald and his life. Here is a brief overview of his life. John A. Macdonald was a lawyer from Kingston who had gained a reputation for fairness and political skill. He entered the Legislature in 1844. Macdonald recognized that the fiery speeches of Brown and Cartier were not going to solve the representation by population issue. He realized that what Cartier really wanted was to ensure protection for the Canadians, their language, and their customs, not to preserve the voting system. Macdonald eventually saw a better solution, one that might give both Brown and Cartier what each really wanted: representation by population for Brown and protection for the Canadians for Cartier. Now over to our interviewer, Evan.
Hello, Mr. Macdonald. Glad you could be here.
Pleasure to be here, Mr. Colley.
Okay, let's get started right away. Why did you join politics?
I was a lawyer at an early age, so I was interested in politics for quite some time. After hearing George Brown and George E. Cartier argue for so long, I recognized that they weren't solving the population issue. I saw a solution that they were not seeing, and then became involved with politics. I supported Confederation, and when the new country was born, I was Canada's first Prime Minister.
Why do you think Louis Riel was the villain?
In some ways, I felt that Riel was threatening the idea of Confederation. I understand what he was attempting to achieve: allow the West to have some say in Confederation. I was opposed because then Confederation might not have occurred. Though I am, and always will be, extremely grateful that Riel remained peaceful, I believe that it was his fault that Thomas Scott died. I believe that Riel was an obstacle that was required to be overcome.
That was very interesting. Now to the next question. How do you feel about Louis Riel reacting to Thomas Scott?
Well, I may not have known Thomas Scott directly, but I did know that he was a loyal patriot. Though he may have been a bit too open about his views and was too insulting to the Métis, I shared his basis of his argument. Overall, I believe that they killed a man who shared his views openly. I shared these views, and therefore Thomas Scott was on my side, and he will be missed.
Okay, next question. How did your early life affect you to be a politician?
A good question, and one that I ponder every so often. As you know, I arrived in Kingston, Ontario in 1820, and this was the beginning of my life in Canada. Soon after I arrived, my dear younger brother James passed away. This event was sort of a marquee that helped me through the toughest times of my life. Even with that, I still drank heavily during my teens. I feel that these tragedies that happened to me have sort of acted as an inspiration to me to do good for my country.
That is very inspirational. In conclusion, do you think you live life to the fullest?
Well, a lot of things happened to me in my career. Some were horrible tragedies, like my brother passing away. The others were probably the most proudest things I will ever do in my lifetime. For example, becoming a lawyer at such an early age is not something that many people can achieve. My children, my beautiful wives, building the railway, those were both amazing things that I am proud of. The most amazing things I think I have done is achieving Confederation, building a new country, and becoming its first Prime Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Macdonald, and you're a great role model, and thank you for making Canada the way it is. Back to you, Sean.
He was an amazing and inspirational man, and he should be remembered and respected by all the citizens of Canada for eternity.